G'day everyone, welcome to Shane's Shed. Just yesterday, got home in the cruiser and noticed a bit of a puddle of oil by pulling up underneath while I was sitting idling while I was taking the trailer off. So it looks like I've got a leaking transmission cooler line. Now as you can see, that's dripping out at a fair rate of knots and it's covered all of the underside of the front of the car and a bit of oil there. Now that looks like it's just the cooler line that's going into the radiator. Now I'm hoping it's just the hose. If it's well, it can either be the hose or it's going to be the actual cooler on the radiator side. So yeah, hoping it's not that because that's a bigger, more expensive job, and hoping it's just the hose. If it is that lower radiator, I may look at bypassing it for the moment because on this it's got the lower radiator cooler, and then it goes from there into another cooler at the front of it, just an air cooler at the front of the radiator. So we may be able to just bypass it for the moment until we sort out a better solution. So anyway, let's get on there. We're gonna get the front bash plate off, and yeah, we'll see what we're dealing with. Now to be honest, I don't even know why I keep calling this a bash plate, because it's not really a bash plate, it's just a lower engine cover. But force of habit, I suppose. How many things do we call by an incorrect name just because it's what we've always called it? And it's just hard to break that cycle. Now, I've got to be honest, that has made absolutely no difference to my access. Yeah, I'll show you what I'm dealing with. Where's my little camera? Oh, that LED is not really gelling, is it? Now, I'm hoping that, well, what I'm seeing on my little GoPro screen, I hope you're not seeing all these lines, maybe, but anyway, you can see there's the little cooler line just right in the middle of the shot there. And from inside, the access is not really any better, unfortunately. That might mean I'm going to have to take the engine fan out, and most likely as well all the fan shroud. That'll give me good access to where I need it. So yeah, I'll get in there, see what I can do. Right, so I got the fan and the fan shroud out. Gives me a lot better access and I can see what's going on from the top. So this is the problematic bay leak area. So while I've got this out, I've just put a couple of nuts back on the water pump pulley. So I'm just going to start the engine and just see if I can see where that's actually leaking from, whether it's from this line or whether it's actually from this section here. I'm hoping it's just the hose, because as you can see, that just joins in just up under there. So that's just going to be an easy, simple replace. We can just grab any hose to do that. So let's start the engine and see what we're dealing with. As you can see, that is clearly from the hose, so easy job. Yeah, just got to be careful here doing this, but there you go. So yeah, that is great news. So I'm going to rip that hose out. It's obviously just that little worm drive clip on this end, and it just looks like a spring clip on the other end. Easy enough, we'll pull it out. Given the length of that and the shape of it, just a standard bit of hose, just from the auto shop, should be able to change that out. Shouldn't be too much of a problem. So I'm going to rip it out.
20 minutes later.
So I've just replaced that hose, just a bit of 10mm fuel hose, easy enough to get from every automotive store. So I've replaced that hose, run it through the original bracket into there, back into the transfer cooler. Now I've also replaced the outlet that goes to the front cooler. I've left this one in place as is, mainly because of its shape. I mean, you could just replace that and run a straight length in there, but yeah, I didn't get enough to replace that one. So it feels okay, so yeah, we'll leave that in place and run with it. If we need to get into it at a later date, we'll do that. There's also at the front, you got the cooler lines down here and here. to that front cooler. I will be replacing these a bit later because I'm going to be doing some filtration stuff at the front, so I'm going to worry about that when I do that job. So yeah, all that's left now is to start the car up, check for any leaks, make sure it's all good, and put everything back together. So no leaks, so that's a good thing. Not surprisingly, I did have to top up the transmission oil level a little, probably about half a litre. Yeah, not totally unexpected. But that's the way it is. Now this thing is a bit of a squeeze there. Had to kind of warp it a little to get it out, so I guess we'll just try and do the reverse to get it back in. There we go. Now I'll get before I go bolting in that shroud, I'll go drop the fan into place and bolt that in because, yeah, it doesn't come out on its own. I need my head torch, I can't see shit in there. Engine fan is back on and tight. Now I'm just going to get this fan shroud sitting in its right place. The bottom sits in some little slots and it's just held in at the top by 2 bolts, so nice and easy. Now these don't need to be super tight, they're just obviously a plastic shroud, so you go super tight you'll distort everything and make a mess of it. Alright, so in the overflow bottle we'll just squeeze past the top radiator hose. Is a little bit hot from that brief amount of running. So this had to come off because it's bolted to the front of the shroud, and obviously with it still in place we wouldn't have any room to move. Kind of get it. Now that's got a bit of a locating pin at the bottom, so I need to make sure that's sitting in where it needs to go. And that's just, again, 2 lousy bolts holding it in. All I've got left to do now is just tighten that alternator belt. Now I had to loosen that off because the pulley that goes around the water pump is held in place by the 4 bolts that hold the fan in. So yeah, once you loosen that fan off, you basically, well, it makes it a bit easier when you don't have tension on that belt. And this thing, to be honest, is a shit design for adjusting the tension. It's just a crap location. But you get the right angle with your ratchet ring spanners and it's not too bad. Alrighty, that is job done. Look, all up, that's only probably an hour's worth of work. Pretty simple job. It's just one of those things. Got to do maintenance on vehicles, old vehicles by every now and then, just for stupid little stuff. So pretty much all I needed for this job was a 12mm ratchet ring spanner. You could get away with that if that's all you had. I just needed to buy a hammer just to initially knock those fan blade bolts loose. Just because if you just try and crack them off by hand, it just spins the whole engine over. So yeah, just a little hammer just to give it a bit of a shock and she comes right off. And a screwdriver and a pair of pliers. Flat blade screwdriver and a pair of pliers, I might add. Pretty much it. It's a real simple job. Need a bit of 10mm hose to sort out the replacement layer ones. I did use a couple of new hose clamps because the original spring clamps that were on the hoses were a little bit big because the original hose that was in there had a lot thicker sort of rubber wall to it. It is what it is. I understand this is probably maybe not the most riveting video around, but hey, it is what it is. If you made it this far, thanks very much for watching. If you're channel member, Byron, Dave, Rob and Jay, cheers guys, I appreciate it. If you want to be a channel member as well, get to see some behind the scenes stuff, maybe a few bloopers, things like that, little sneak peek views, videos, early access to all my videos as well. It goes live to members before it goes live to public, so if you enjoy my content and you're just a regular subscriber and you want to become a bit more, I'd like to suggest the members section. If you're not a subscriber, hey, how about considering giving us a sub? I appreciate it, especially if you made it this far. Especially give it a like. I'd really appreciate that. And drop a comment. So yeah, I'm going to get back to the school holidays and get back to using this. So hopefully, there won't be too many more problems. See you on the next one.